Ago, when you lost your overtime with Utica, you talked about how it was too early in the season to not learn from wins. Does the same thing apply on Saturday's outcome?
Yeah, I mean, I think that I think when you look at the totality of the last four games of the last two weekends, with the amount of guys out of our lineup, injuries, call-ups from Jacksonville, call-ups from Toledo, we went 2-1-1 in our last four. So when you look at it in totality, it's good. But you know, as a coach, you're greedy and you win Friday and want to try to find a way to give yourself a chance to win Saturday. So I think that Saturday is a good learning lesson that, and we talked about that this morning, that there's some games in your schedule that you're kind of set up to lose. Either you got in at 3 a.m. on a long bus trip and they didn't play the night before, or your lineup is beat up like ours was, and you have 10 forwards only dressed and 8 defensemen and a bunch of new guys, and they have a pretty full lineup right now. Like, those things happen. There's probably going to be 10 of those types of games in the year. And we've done a good job, and we've found a way to win one or two of them already this year, where you're kind of set up in a bad spot. But part of that is managing your game. You know, in nights like that, you're a little tired. Our big guys on Friday had to play with too many minutes because of the situation. You can't chase the game. And we let the game in the middle of the second period, we let it get away from us. We played pretty good for 25 minutes, and we were right there. And we made a few mental execution mistakes to let the game get away from you. And now once you're down 2 or 3-0, a little fatigued with a short lineup, you're chasing the game, and now you're in trouble.
I mean, how big of an ask has this been for so many guys to step up with the just volume of injuries and health?
Well, I think that for the guys that we called up from Jacksonville, they were signed for a reason. They're really good players, and they've given us good minutes in all the games that they've played. So that's not too big of an ask. That's why we signed those guys. They're darn good hockey players, and they're getting to show that. I think the bigger ask when you're down is you know, the minutes that, you know, Isak Rozan, Yuri Kulik had to play. The minutes that like Davies, Metza, Prow, you know, guys like that had to eat on the D-core. You know, when you're starting to get into, you know, like I think Rozan and Kulik were 24 and 22 minutes each on Friday. That's a lot. And they're 19 and 20 years old. But great learning experience. They're in that transformation time in their career where they're going from being young skill guys and playing pretty darn good as they did last year to being the leaders and the drivers of our team. And we need them to drive us, and especially right now with the guys we have out. And credit to them, they did that for most of the weekend, and we were able to get one win out of it because of it.
It may have been a different situation, but you have talked in the past about how failure can lead to success. Sometimes it's not a bad thing to fail. So games like Saturday, for maybe certain individuals, can a moment like that occur where you can fail and succeed as a result?
Yeah, I think that you want to do that as a team and individually. You always want to be learning. You want to win, you want to learn. You want to win, you want to learn. If you lose, you want to learn. You can't just wipe your hands and move on. So there's things that you have to take away from adversity to make you stronger, and there's from failure to make you better. And so I think we've done a good job of that this year. I think that, like the Syracuse game when we lost at home, we had a poor performance. We weren't ready for the level of physicality and competitiveness that it was going to be necessary. And I thought we adjusted and played really good on Friday and Saturday and raised that level. I think Saturdays, again, like as I said, with Utica was more about game management in a game that you're probably not at full strength, either because the guy's out of your lineup or because of being a little fatigued with some of the guys having to play too many minutes. Managing the game, trying to keep it a one-goal game as long as you can to give yourself a chance to win.
Injury update, a little bit. There were a couple of guys skating out there that maybe we haven't seen in a bit. Are there any players that you can expect that?
Mersch and Kisakov are cleared. So as long as this week, continues to go well for them in practice, which today did, I anticipate them being available. Weisbach is practicing in orange, so he's in a non-contact jersey. I don't know if he'll be available this week at all, but it's great to have him back at full team practice, even in an orange jersey. Clegg was full at practice today. Obviously, he played coming back from that injury on Saturday. I think that's the guys that were back today.
Is Yops?
Yops did not practice today.
Is there an update on where it's at?
Day to day. But we're hoping he's available for the weekend, but we're not sure.
And then speaking of the weekend, Thursday, Saturday, you guys are off to a great start. Cleveland's off to they actually tied their best start in franchise history. So I know it's early into this week, but this is probably going to be a good challenge.
Yeah, I think they have. I think they probably have the best lineup in our division. And I felt that they were going to have that coming into the year. They've been in a rebuild. They've had a lot of draft picks. They've drafted very well, so they got a lot of prospects that are very talented. They have an elite American League decor, like high-end decor. But then they also have some high-end older guys, like Fix Wolansky is one of the best forwards in the league, and he's right up at the top of the league scoring right now again. But then they've even become more talented with Juracek and Kent Johnson, who's 5th overall, being down there right now. So this could be a great test. They're always hard to play against, and this lineup that they have right now is absolutely loaded.
We talked before about the influence of special teams. Your penalty kill has been really sharp the last 3 games. Power play has tampered off a little bit, so how do you kind of course correct that?
Yeah, the penalty kill, Pacer's done a good job making some adjustments. It seems like it's resonating more with our players right now, the adjustments that he's made, which is great to see. And the power play, some of that is personnel related too. I mean, power play is, Vinny does a great job with our power play, and it was humming pretty good, and you're taking away some pretty darn good players off of it. As I talked about this earlier in the year, the one constant, our power play has been really good for this is 3rd, 4th straight year. Even the COVID year when we had a lot of guys that were East Coast League players on the power play, the one constant has always been Michael Mersch and Brett Murray at the front of the net on both units. And they're elites in the American League at it. Obviously, those guys have been out. Not only are they great at screening goaltenders, but they're great at winning puck battles and keeping plays alive in the offensive zone. So, other guys got to step up. Our breakout execution's been poor on the power play, which Vinny's working on and addressing. And some of it, you get guys back into your lineup, like a Mersch, like a Kisakov, Weisbach in the near future, maybe Yops, those things start to make a big difference as well. Anything, Donnie?
No, you covered it. Oh, wait, you know what? Did I miss it? I didn't hear how long on Cedarcrest or Murray.
Murray's week to week, but Murray's not this week, not for sure, not in this week. I don't know how much longer after that. Cedarquist, probably week to week as well, upper body. So, not sure. He's probably sooner than Murray, but doubtful certainly for Thursday.
This is a long list. So the only other one I'm not sure what's going on is Ciccone.
He's out, upper body, week to week. Again, doubtful for this weekend.
Okay, great. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.